Well, I'm starting to work on this old K. At least I believe it's a K. It has all the signs of a K. However, it was has been modified. Let's put it that way. Put it kindly. Somebody painted it with gold spray paint all over everything. And I've been working on the fretboard, trying to get the gold paint off the fretboard. And the body at the top, at least, has been done in this rather beautiful, not so green paint. And the neck is it's kind of rotten around here. There's a bunch of breaks. And we're not sure if that's, I think it's mostly paint, but you can see there's some delamination in the sidewall as well. We'll have to repair. And it's been oversprayed with black. Not sure where. So this is all going to have to be stripped. The entire guitar. And then the tuners look to be, I would say, they're original. They're in reasonable good shape anyway. They're older ones. They're got the straight screws in them, so that probably means it was 50s vintage. The inside has been oversprayed with the green, so I can't see any indication of a date or model or anything like that on it because it's just too grungy. We'll see if we can get some of that out. Maybe find a date stamp in it. There's a bit of a crack in the top here. Should be a fairly easy repair once we get it cleaned out. And it's got the big fret markers in it. Other than that, the body looks pretty good. It's bound in plastic binding, which usually means it was one of the higher end models at the time, because the lower end ones were just painted. And but body all looks really good shape. So we'll see what we can make of this. But it'll be a long haul, I'm sure. So there was a screw in there was a strap button in here with a long screw in. I took that out. The neck was just wobbling loose, and so I just tapped it with a hammer briefly, and look at this. The whole dovetail joint is broken off, and it looks like somebody has tried to glue it in the past, and there's a lot of white ugly glue in here. So we're going to have a job cleaning this up, but the neck had to come off anyway, so it's not a big deal. So I'm back working on this old green spray painted K, and so I've pulled the piece of the neck out of the pocket, or the dovetail out of the pocket here, and obviously they've used epoxy to put this in, so it's been apart at some point and somebody's tried to fix it. So epoxy's terrible, but anyway, it's really coming apart here. Delamination, as you can see. There we go. So I've dug all that out, dug a lot of material out of there. I'm gonna get that glued up tonight, and it's down flat again, so I think we can glue it up for now. I'll probably have to fill in a bunch of, probably use some epoxy to fill some body, put some body back in these areas, I think. Sometimes I change my mind. So anyway, that's where we're at with the body. working on this old Kay and trying to fix the dovetail joint here, and there's big chunks out of it. I've got to splice in here some more, had to fill a piece in here as well, and so I'm just in the process of carving that back to get it so it's reasonably close to fitting again.
Piece to fit into here. I'll show you one after. You can see this gap. It's right here. It's got to get filled in.
So here's an update on the ugly green old Kay, and I've stripped the neck and headstock, and I've refinished it. I've stained it in kind of a burgundy sunburst, and it's looking really good. Some cleanup and stuff still have to do. It's not quite set up enough to polish it out, but we'll take care of that. So that's the neck. And now I'm working on the body, and I've still got to strip off the finish off here. I've got this side pretty well completed. It's obviously some cleanup. The back is pretty well done. A little bit more sanding to do. The top is done, but I found an issue. The top is really soft. So I checked inside, and the main spars are really loose. And I don't think I can properly get in and glue them from the top through the F-holes. Trying to get them jacked up in place, I just don't see a really solid way to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip the back off, get in and do it through the back. I got to take the binding off. I got started on a little bit of it here. Take the binding off, peel off the back, and do the repairs from that perspective. Hate to do that, but I just don't see that I'm going to really get a good fix on this unless I do it that way. So we'll continue on and see if I can get this binding off of here and see if we can start stripping it. Well, the back is off. These braces are just flopping around in here. So, something about this that's kind of cool is that they've put an overlay around these F-holes, a really thin piece of veneer on there, which is a really good idea because these are terribly noted for cracking, especially on a solid wood top like this. So that was a good idea. Extra touch. Get it this crack in the top here, get it leveled out properly too before we put this brace back on. Okay, lots of cleanup and repairing, but we'll get it. So with the back off, I now need to clean up all this kerfing. It's broken, it's loose, some of it's damaged, some of it's good, but I'm going to take it all out and just replace it from one end to the other. I've got the back or the top cracks repaired, and so probably very soon here, maybe right as soon as I get this kerfing off, I'm going to put the back braces back in and get them glued up. So I'm going to get this kerfing off first, I think. Well, I've got one brace in. I'm going to get the second one in before we start doing any fine-tuning stuff on the inside, but we get the angles all set. I've got all this delamination glued back together. A little bit more to do over on this side. There's a little piece that's coming loose. I'll fix that. So now I'm just getting rid of all the old purfling along the edge here, so I can level it all out. We'll be putting new purfling in the body of the guitar to glue this back to. I've got some of this cleaned up in here where the previous guy had sprayed through into the back, and it looked kind of ugly from looking through the F-holes. So I'm going to clean that up and at least get it a little more looking like wood again. So let's get at it here. Get this cut off. It doesn't take too long. So I'm just about ready to, well, not quite ready to put the back on here, but getting closer. And I thought I've got the blocks in here just to stabilize the cracks that were in it. And the top is now looking really good. I've trimmed down these blocks because I'm putting the purfling in a little different way, so it'll be a little bit lower. So I've trimmed those down. Looks like they're pretty well set. I'll check when I get the top back, or start putting the top on. But I got thinking, you know, I'm going to put a pickup in this. I've got a Journey passive sensor pickup here that I wasn't using for anything else. I thought this is an ideal time to do this. So I've drilled the hole in here. I'm just going to set the pickup jack in. Now let's see here. I'm missing. Here we are.
so easy to do when you've got the back off, but why not? Technically, you don't need the third sensor. I could just cut it out, but I think I'm just going to leave it and just mount it in the middle. Some CA glue.
Okay, I've taken a look over this several times. Make sure that I've got everything glued and repaired and that can possibly be done before I put the back on. And something you learn real quick about doing this is that after you've had the back off, it does not want to go back on the same way it came off. The guitar seems to change shape, and so because of that, nothing wants to line up. As you can see, nothing is going to cooperate. So what, and there may be a better way to do this, and if there is, let me know. The only success I've had with this is to glue part of the body, clamp it, get it aligned as close as possible, and something I'm happy with, let that set up, then move on, do another third of it. Sometimes I can do it half and half, other times it's about a third, another third, and possibly the last third in a different gluing attempt. And that allows me to stabilize one part of it and then press the next section into an alignment and it gives me a way to get in and pull something a bit or push something, whatever I need to do to get it aligned. So that's what I'm going to start with, and I think I'm going to glue it up to about here. So this back portion here, we're going to glue, clamp it, and then we'll go to the next bit. There's still some sanding and work and stuff that I need to do before I start finishing it, but that can be done after I get the back in place. In fact, that's usually the best way, and then I just do it all at once. So here we go. So I put the back on this Kay, and it's looking good, but I need to balance out the provision here for the binding, and it's a little erratic now that I put the back on, so I'm route out the binding slot, and just put some tape on here so I don't burn the side and have to sand all that out again. So I'm just gonna route this out, see how many mistakes we can make. So we've got this rotored out in the shop there, as you saw. Now I've got this side back in place and glued up, so I'm just gonna apply some glue. I'm using canopy glue, which is something you get from a local hobby shop. and it's specifically for airplane models, but it's designed to glue plastic to wood, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So
tape, it's a Scotch 233. I got it from Lee Valley Tools, but it's really, really good for this particular application. It's got the right amount of stick, and it's got some elasticity to it, so it tends to make a good clamp.
So here we have fully restored Kay from probably the late 50s, early 60s. There's no numbers or anything inside, so I can't tell for sure, but beautiful red sunburst or burgundy sunburst on it. It has a passive pickup in it as well. New saddle, bridge, and 17-inch lower bout on this. It's a big guitar.